Because Brandon is a boy, and Brandon was like, I'm gonna just wing it.
No way.
Yeah, he didn't try it until like the day before. We saw their sexual healing dance before in show and tell, and it was me, Brandon, Emma, and Reggie. Singing in front of people still kind of spooks me a little.
No.
I'm serious.
You're lying.
I'm not. I'm not.
Oh, please.
It's Chandler Kinney.
So almost perfect score on like the third or fourth week is insane.
Yeah. Thank you.
And you guys led the leaderboard for the first 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wild. I didn't know what to expect going into it. Brandon and we are just so focused on creating magical moments every week. That's been our goal. Of course, obviously it's a competition, so like the score part of it is inevitable. Like you're gonna receive the scores, you're gonna feel whatever you're gonna feel about it. I try to like focus on the task at hand, but it is nice to.
I love that you said magical moments because that's so Disney.
Yeah. Yeah, that is Disney. I'm a Disney girl through and through. You know that.
When you guys are doing the choreography, are you trying like, oh, we should add one more thing here because it feels like a time capture kind of thing, like to get that screenshot?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it's like really Brandon's process. He's like the man behind the curtain. I just show up and do what he tells me to do. But he's brilliant. And what is nice though is like we do kind of collaborate in the sense that like he'll give me options and then we'll try it and see, did we like that? Is there something better? So we kind of will like have a sketch and then we go in and like add the shading and the colors and do that together.
That's so, he came on this podcast and he was saying how it's almost harder to work with you because you have so many options to pull from.
Yes, he said that to me 1 or 2 times because we will just keep rotating things. You know, I try to, I don't know, like it's a sketch, really. It's a sketch. And so I try not to get too married to anything too quickly because I know if we find something better, we might just pivot. I mean, even in these last couple of weeks, there's been things where we've changed the night before, like on a Monday night, just to be like, oh, that's actually a little bit better. And we've done that actually, I think, every week.
And do you nail it during the taping?
Well, during the taping, I think I do okay. But sometimes, even during dress, like I'll screw things up. This is one little thing, and I need to say this because I actually need to publicly apologize to Mr. Brandon Armstrong. This was during Soul Night, and we were doing like the Soul Train when we were coming down for the all the intros for all of us, and it gets to us. There's like this really cool like music break, and we do this kick, and we drop down, and we're supposed to high five each other. And one time during dress rehearsal, camera blocking, I just gave myself I just high-fived myself. And he was like, dude. And I'm like, no, that was a complete mistake. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I promise I'll not do that during the show.
It was just a brain fart?
It was a complete brain fart. Complete. And like I did a million times, like high-fiving him correctly. And then show night came, you get one go. And I did the kick, I dropped, and I went, and I was like, and he was like, and you just leave someone hanging. So yeah, if you watch that moment back, it's silly. And that's why we were laughing. We're like, ah, and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
When they cut to you guys before your dance,
yeah,
and you guys do like whatever you're gonna do, are you doing that on the spot? Like, are you figuring out like what should we do right before?
The little bumpers.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually.
It's like pretty last second.
Yeah, I mean, going into this week, there's so much going on that I want to ask Brandon to start prepping them because I'm like, I get so stressed during show day. There's so much going on. So yeah, I mean, typically it's just like on the spot. I'm like, you want to play Thumb Wars? Like, but it's fun. I think it's a cute little like gimmick in the show.
Can you break down show day for people who might not know how crazy it is?
I would love to.
Please.
I would love to.
And especially for you because you have a day.
A day and a half. They're intense. So I typically get up at 6, like I have a 6:30 pickup. I'm in hair and makeup by 8:15.
And you drive a little bit away, right?
Yeah, it's a bit of a drive. I'm out on these streets. And so then I start hair and makeup 8:15, and immediately they start pulling people one by one to do like a last final camera block. And so we have like full camera blocking day the Monday before, the day before. But then on show day, you do your final one. So you go into the ballroom, they'll pull you like halfway through hair and makeup. You run it twice with the full live band and
The full
camera. Not the cast yet. So they're just grabbing people like as everyone's going through the works. And then after that run through, everyone goes into their costumes, and then we do a full dress rehearsal. So that typically starts at like 1-ish.
And that's the first time you're wearing that wardrobe?
That's the first time you get to do it in wardrobe. You get to do it in wardrobe once before the actual show.
How is it doing this last one with the leather? Does that affect you at all? Oh, it does.
The leather bogged me down because it's also like tight and sweaty and heavy.
Because in your vignettes, too, you were wearing like a loose sweater.
Yeah.
Was that because you knew you were going to wear a jacket? So you wanted something?
Oh, yeah. Like, so I try to think in advance, like for the Cha-Cha and Soul Night, like I had like a jacket because I knew I was going to be wearing a bomber, and I typically don't rehearse in that. So, you know, you do your best because really you only get one run in dress before the actual live thing. And then the live show starts at 5, and then that goes till 7, and then you do press line from 7 to 8:30. You like go deprocess, change, you're out of there by 9. So it's a long day.
How does it work with pyro and the smoke, and like is that all done to 100% before?
Yeah, you do get to do a pass with that, which is really nice because it's loud. I don't think you realize, like just watching on TV, how loud it is. I feel like sometimes it sounds like gunshots. I'm like, holy moly, what's going on? And then, like, everyone drop. It's scary sometimes. They have the cannons, the confetti. So you get a pass with that. I think twice. Yeah, one on camera blocking day and then one during dress.
What does it sound like with the band? Do you hear it perfectly? Because us at home hear it like it's a band.
Oh, yeah.
But can you hear everything at that volume?
Yeah. I think what is so beautiful about it, that is something I've never gotten a chance to experience, is that live performance. Like, you feel like you're immersed in the music. You know what I mean? Like, you can actually feel it in your body, like the vibrations, the beat, the bass, the, like, even the little, I don't even know if they have a triangle, but it sounds like you hear like you hear everything in live stereo. So it's really magical to be able to dance. That I think it's rare that you get to dance to live music like that.
Do you get to hear Alfonso and Julianne too? Like, are their voices echoed throughout for everybody to hear it live?
Oh, no. That's a great question. No. So during the intro of the show, when we're like all after we do our whole, like everyone walks down to the ballroom, the crowd is just going wild, and it's amazing because the energy is just electric and you feel the rush of it, but I can't hear a word they're saying. They're like doing their like hosting bits, and you cannot hear any of it.
So when they're doing the judges' scores, can you hear the judges' scores, or are they only?
Yes, typically you can. It's just really when the crowd goes crazy, it's just like, that's where they're just talking to their mics, and you trust that you hear it at home, and you do. But in the ballroom, it's like, huh, what's going on?
What's it like for you when you get to watch it back for the first time with all the production?
Ooh, really fun. Really, really fun, because I think the show is incredible because everyone there, every single crew member is just phenomenal at what they do. And I think the show has achieved this status because every single person really wants to be there and they care so much about their work. So that's from, all the special effects people to the camera crew to the hair, makeup, wardrobe. So to see all those individual puzzle pieces come together and you see the full picture for the first time, it's magic. It's really, really cool.
You've done a lot of sets.
Yeah.
I've done some productions. How does Dancing with the Stars differ from those?
You like acting jobs that I've done in the past, or?
I think just like you said, there's so many people there working on a live show. So
just being on a set in general.
Yeah. How does the live set differ from like a studio filming one?
Oh, the pace of it. I think film and TV is quick for sure. Live television is like light speed. You blink and it's just all these people come from all different corners and they like sweep up the confetti and they like reset, they like pull the stuff down and it happens. You hear like a guy over on the microphone being like 30 seconds and it's like so anxiety inducing but such a rush, and you're just like trying to be in your zone, like trying to recenter before they announce that you're dancing, but it moves like if you blink you'll miss it, but it has to be, it's live.
What do you consider yourself foremost, or is it just the multi-hyphenate of everything? Singer, actress, dancer now?
Oh, that's really sweet. Actress.
Actress first.
Actress first. I don't know if I would go so far as to say that I am a singer. I think I sing. There's a slight distinction. I think honestly that's just because I used to have a major insecurity about it growing up. So singing in front of people still kind of spooks me a little.
No.
I'm serious.
You're lying.
I'm not. I'm not.
Oh, please. What was that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, whatever. No, genuinely, which is so funny because I'm a part of a Disney franchise that's a musical where there's, singing is an integral part of that.
You even did D23.
Yeah, I did.
Isn't that in front of a crowd too?
That was in front of a crowd.
Still stressing out.
Yeah, I mean, I still stress. But yeah, that was actually part of the reason why I wanted to do the Zombies franchise, because it was something that really scared me. And so I was like, this would be a great way to get over that mental block. Yeah. But genuinely, like, I will never forget the first Zombies song I recorded. It's the song called Flesh and Bone.
Did you record with Doug Rockwell?
Yes.
He's my old roommate.
No way.
Fellow Jersey friend.
Shout out to Doug. He's the best.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He's still like, he's done all the Zombies movies and the Zombies reanimated series. Like, he's brilliant.
It's so funny because
That's so funny.
I got like a reel for him of like songwriting stuff,
Yeah.
and I remember Zombies, and then like I saw you, I'm like, wait, this
You're
sounds
like,
so familiar.
All the dots are connecting.
Crazy.
Yes. Oh my gosh. What a awesome human and so talented.
Incredible.
I'm like, you just have to have like an ear and brain for that sort of thing, because I think it's a balance of like creating good music that's catchy that everybody wants to hear, but then also is like digestible by kids,
Yeah.
So he does a brilliant job.
My
Yeah.
old band recorded with him in his mom's basement in like 2007.
Wait, so you were in a band
Way back when.
You guys were in the band together?
Not together. He would produce bands for like, that was his job.
Cool.
And yeah, he recorded us.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay,
how'd
well, I'll
you-
have to say hi to him after. That would be fun.
Did you they had you come in and record the songs for Zombies,
Yes.
and did you know that was part of the role? Like that was what you auditioned for?
Yeah, I knew what I was signing up for. Yeah, because I had seen the first movie. I remember watching it because I was friends with Meg Donnelly, who's like the best person in the world. We've known each other for so long. We were both like the teenage daughter on like primetime shows. She was on American Housewife. I was on Lethal Weapon. And so we were like, in those same circles. And so I watched the movie and like supported her. I was like, oh, she killed it. That was so fun. And then the audition came through, and honestly, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it because I was coming off of like a primetime show, and I really enjoyed the pace of that. And I thought that was going to kind of be my trajectory. And honestly, so it's so funny when you look back at your younger self and you think like at that time you think you know who you are. And I'm like 18 years old. I'm like, I think I know who I am and what I want in life. Girl, you're a fetus, like chill. So I thought I was like beyond, like not beyond, but like just too old for Disney. I don't know why I was telling myself those lies. But then I ended up auditioning and booked it. And one of the best experiences of my life. So, I think sometimes the universe just has a plan and it all works out. Yeah.
What's the audition like for a Disney movie?
That's a great question.
Do you meet the mouse himself?
Mr. Mickey.
He's
in
there.
the room. We'll take her. Huh? That was great, Chandler. Oh my God. No disrespect to the mouse. I'm so sorry. That was probably a bad impression. Yeah, it's intense. And that was actually part of the reason why I wasn't sure if I wanted to audition, because I had, and I'm sure if you talk to any other Disney people, they all say the same things. Like Disney, they kind of vet you. They put you through the ringer a little bit. So I had auditioned for, I wish I had a ballpark number for you, but a lot of Disney projects growing up. For pilots and for DComs and everything. And
Is there anything you got really close to? Can you say?
Let me think.
Let's get on E-News. Bring it to Us Weekly. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I auditioned for just so many. I remember I auditioned for Girl Meets World. I auditioned for like both Riley and Maya. And I think they were cast perfectly, so I don't think that I think it's fine. And I actually did end up doing a couple of Girl Meets World episodes later. So, but that's an example of that. So they'll bring you in for like lead roles, and if they really like you, but they end up casting someone else, they'll bring you back for guest star and reoccurring stuff. So that's a case in that. But what else? A Dog with a Blog, like all those classics back in the day. But yeah, so but the process is intense. Like, sometimes you go in 5-6 times. It can be over the course of months.
And are you getting closer and closer to the role? Do they tell you about that?
No, I was just always close. Like flex. No, no, I think that's why I got discouraged, because I would always get through the first audition, the callback, the director session, the producer session, and then you go to the 21st floor of Disney, and that's
what
in
is
front
that?
of that is like a thing.
Oh, that's a real thing.
That is a real thing in their Disney building. The 21st floor is where they hold like all their final auditions.
Is that in a big studio, or is
it's an office building, and then you go up and you sit in the lounge, and there's all these like TVs playing Disney Junior and Disney Channel and all the posters. It's like, I think they try to make it as less intimidating as possible, but you're still like, I know my life could change in 2 seconds, so like, let me not screw this up.
Are you there by yourself?
Oh, I think my mom usually came with me. Yeah. And then you go back through the office building into this like big room. There's this long conference table, and like it seats probably like 12-15 people. And then you just do your thing in front of all of them.
What is your thing? Are you singing in front of everyone?
Well, you have your sides. And so, typically for Disney auditions, just because it's that world, you do your sides as your characters. You have your dialogue, and then
sides are your lines.
Your lines, yes, yes. So sides are like a script, or like a portion of the script that you're auditioning with. And then you will probably sing like 16 bars of something, and then do like 30 seconds of dance or something.
When it comes to your singing part, are you nervous?
Yeah. Yeah, I was so scared. I remember singing for Zombies, and I had a few different audition songs. I had Rolling in the Deep by Adele. I had I'm Yours by Jason Mraz. The I'm Yours. That one. That was fun. And yeah, that's the one I think I sang for Zombies, actually. I'm Yours. And then, but that one, I was in front of like probably 20 people. The director and the producers and like the head of Disney Channel and Disney Television worldwide. And it's intimidating.
How cool. Do you remember the dance part?
Yes, I remember.
Do you have
everything.
a routine?
I just made one.
I only know We Bring the Boom.
Oh, okay.
That's the only one I can do.
Let's go. I love that.
Yeah.
You're hired. No, I had to just, they made us dance to On the Floor by J-Lo and Pitbull, which is so random.
Was that a routine? Like, did you watch the music video?
No, they were like choreographed 30 seconds to it, basically.
Oh, you did your own.
Well, they didn't say choreographed. They just said dance. But I was like, I'm going in prepared. So I made a whole little dance. Yeah. Yeah.
How exciting.
Yeah. So that one was, that was intense. I remember there were 7 other girls there for my role. And
are you guys going in and out as?
Yeah. And so then we were also mixing and matching. They call it mix and match, or chem reads, with another role. And so they had, they were also auditioning the boy role as well. So there were 4 boys and 8 girls. And so then I was going in with every boy and just mixing and matching.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was there like 3-4 hours. Yeah.
And then you go home, and when does your life change?
Yeah, I mean, a couple days later, got the call, and then I had to pack and be on the flight to Toronto less than a week later. Yeah.
Is that all in a studio, or are you on set for those?
For the auditions?
No. Once you guys are filming the movie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so a little bit of both. Like on studio and then on location. We film a lot around Toronto, and this latest zombies movie we filmed in New Zealand,
Ooh.
which was definitely a little plot twist. So that was really, really cool.
When did that come out?
That's coming out. That's coming out next year. So that was top of this year that we spent 3.5 months in New Zealand. It was beautiful. The people, the culture, the sights, the food. It was incredible.
Do you get to explore when you're there?
I always try to explore. I think going into this experience, I really wanted to prioritize work-life balance. I'm like in that era, if you will, right now, because I historically have been bad at that. I get so immersed in the work of it because I am a little bit of a workaholic. I just care about what I do, and I always just like want to be doing it. But going to New Zealand, I was like, I want to experience it and take in everything it has to offer. So yeah, I definitely explored quite a bit. Went to Hobbiton. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, so that was cool.
Did you film at the Lord of the Rings spots?
No. No, they're like all closed off. Like the whole farm, it's just like a tourist site now, but it's really cool. I loved it. I was like frolicking around, like living out my Bilbo Baggins dreams. It was really cool.
Have you seen any of the footage from the film?
I mean, I've seen little bits, little
good?
baby
Looking
bits.
good?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but it looks great. I mean, it's. I will say, Zombies 4 I think is the most cinematic out of all of the Zombies movies. Just the way they shot it, the sights. I mean, New Zealand's just so fantastical, and the locations were jaw-dropping, like unreal. So I'm so excited for people to see it.
It's like the ultimate brand trip.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I'm like, take me away and pay me to get to do what I love. I'm like so unbelievably lucky and grateful. Yeah.
Do you think we'll get another viral hit on TikTok like We Own the Night?
Classic.
Where were you when you found out that became a trend?
In quarantine with everyone else. I think there was genuinely nothing to do. So people were like, you know what? Let's get on the ground and just pretend to be werewolves. You know, shout out to the furry community. I think they started that. I think they did. And then it just like expanded, and you know, I get asked a lot like how I feel about it. I'm like, that's cool. I mean, like, I don't take any of it so seriously. I think people are like, you know, do you feel a type of way? I'm like, I think anything that brings people joy and like makes people laugh, like in this day and age when there's a lot going on, amazing. And if that's us pretending to be werewolves and singing to a song that I recorded when I was 18, amazing.
Do you know what that did for the song? Like, did anybody...
Oh, it like blew up majorly.
What does that mean?
I mean, I don't even know the stats.
Because like that's
I just
the
know
new
that
goal.
it was everywhere. That is the goal, right?
Like everyone
people
wants the song to trend on TikTok.
Yes. It was I mean, it definitely stuck around. It like was a long trend. Yeah, I don't know if it did anything. I don't know. I just now am known as the Wolf Girl, so that's cool. I mean, other than that, I don't think it brought anything more to my life. If anything, like if it lets people know more about the Zombies franchise, amazing. You know,
which it definitely did, right?
Yeah, I think it did. I think it kind of started as a joke, and then people were like, "Wait, this is kind of cool." And whether you're watching it because you're really into it, or like watching it because it's like your guilty pleasure, like love it. Yeah.
Have you started talking anything about the Disney night for Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah.
So have you started choreographing it?
No.
Not yet.
Well, Brandon might. Brandon maybe
but
has.
He hasn't told you about it.
I mean, he hasn't shown me anything.
Right.
But we always talk. Him and I, we like to plot and scheme. We both love to be prepared, and so we're both like very ambitious people. So we're kind of having ideas about things constantly, and you have to in this pace of, you know, in a show with this pace, because you're constantly holding like 2-3 weeks in your head at all times because the
the week after too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But nothing about the dance.
No, nothing about the dance. I have an idea of what I want to do, which I can't tell you.
Oh, come on. I'll cut it out.
But Disney Night's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
Do you have a favorite princess?
Ooh. I mean, I love all of them. I love my girl Tiana. I love my girl Ariel. I love all of them. I love Moana. Oh my gosh. Moana 2's coming. I'm so excited.
So soon.
Ali'i is like, that's my girl. And she's just such a talent. And I saw her at D23. She's the sweetest person ever. And she has a voice. Like the vocal cords on that girlie. Insane.
What's D23 like?
Mayhem in the best way. Are you a Disney fan?
Yeah.
Oh.
Can you explain what D23 is too for people who might not?
Yes, D23.
It's like the Apple event
best
of
time
Disney.
the world. Yes. The best time of the year. It's a biannual event, so it happens every other year. It's just a big convention. You know, it brings Disney fans from all over the world together in Anaheim, and it's just a couple days of fun. There's booths and, you know, talks and workshops and music and food and fun, churros. It's the most important part. It's incredible, and people dress up and they cosplay. It's just an event filled with so much love and joy and celebration of everything Disney's done.
And they released all these new trailers too.
Yeah.
And did you perform at this past one?
I didn't perform at this past one.
Before.
The one before in 2021. Yeah, and that was, wow. That was incredible. I mean, we like got to Anaheim, we would get up and rehearse, and then we'd spend the latter half of the day in the parks just like running around. It was incredible. It was the Zombies cast and then the High School Musical, the series cast, because they also performed in the big convention hall.
Do you have a favorite ride there?
Oh, I mean, Space is great.
The lights out.
Yeah. Space Mountain's great.
Coasters.
Love a little rush. Yeah, well, Incredicoaster.
I've never done that yet. Too intense. Slow me down.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not like an adrenaline junkie.
I used to be, but then I would always...
What happened?
The G-force at Six Flags, I'd like black out. So then I just stopped
that's
going.
Six Flags. This is Disneyland.
Yeah, but Incredicoaster seems intense.
You've never done it?
No, that's the only one I haven't.
You will do it.
Okay.
You will.
I will.
Can you do a loop?
Yeah.
You'll do it.
No, I loved Six Flags. I don't know why. I just started like not being able to handle it.
Incredicoaster is a lot kinder than some of the Six Flags coasters.
Oh, I just assumed they were the same.
No.
Okay.
No, the Imagineers would never like let you get off a roller coaster with a headache.
I'm like a Haunted Mansion, Little Mermaid kind of rider now.
Little Mermaid, real.
Hop on, hop off.
Yeah.
Lights
no, I
out.
getting your little clamshell.
Yeah, cover me up.
Yeah.
I don't need to be seen doing anything else.
Have you been since they did the holiday Haunted Mansion? You know how like for the
Yes.
Halloween and Christmas,
So
Tim
cool.
Burton.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing ever. And they do like different gingerbread houses. It's so good this
I love
year.
Disney.
It's so good this year.
Is there anything you can tell us about the upcoming week?
Yeah. Dedication week.
Yes.
Is that what you're referring to?
I am.
Yes. Dedication week. I'm dedicating my performance to someone very special in my life. I think it's going to be a very heartfelt night. You know, everybody's dedicating their dance to someone that's important to them. And so I'm excited for this dance because we'll be out of frame. There's less, out of frame.
I'm like, you're dancing off the stage? Like, how's that work?
We'll be out of frame.
With the whole
you
song.
won't see any of it. Everyone in the ballroom will love it. If you're watching at home, sorry. No, out of hold, you know. Like the traditional ballroom styles, you're like in frame. I'm still learning. I don't even know what the traditional ballroom styles are, but I just know that this is frame. But being out of that, I think, will be nice for me, just to like you feel a little bit more creatively boundless. I think that's how I'm going to feel. Just having it be like a little bit less structured.
It is now Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
How well do you know the whole dance?
Oh, yeah, I know like 30 seconds of it.
The first 30 seconds. How does Brandon break it up?
He takes it in little chunks. So if there's something really hard, he'll usually want to dive into that first to see if it's feasible. And if it's not something that he thinks that we'll be able to get in a timely fashion, then he wants to know like day one in the first couple hours so we can start stewing on like what to replace it with. So we tried something last night and I think it's going to work. I'm very scared about it, but I don't want to talk too much about it. But it is definitely outside of my wheelhouse. But it's Thursday night. We have to have the entire dance complete. So people don't realize, and this is why I talk about the pace of the show. It is so intense. Tuesday night, essentially you're like on 10. It's ideally the best version of the thing. You perform it, you leave it. Wednesday you go in and you start your next week dance. And by Thursday night, so you have Wednesday, Thursday, you have to turn in your wide. They call it a wide. It's your full dance top to bottom from a wide angle. And they shoot that and send that over to the camera team so they can start blocking their camera work and see how they want to shoot it, from what angles and how the lighting and the special effects are all going to work together to create like the best shots. So that has to be done, like full dance learn top to bottom Thursday night, which is really intense.
So you have to have it like pretty much set.
So like after this, I will be going to the rehearsal studio to learn the rest of the dance, and then we'll send it into the team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What if it's not? You just have to?
What if it's not done?
Like, what if you guys just haven't nailed it yet?
You don't nail it by then. You don't. There's just no way. I mean, I will say like the Jive, what I did last week was the scariest, or I guess this week, I guess 2 days ago. That was definitely the scariest one. And I think we were the least complete when we turned in our wide. At some point I was just like, Brandon, like just drag me through this dance so they know generally what the blocking is going to be. That was a really, really hard dance for me. Yeah.
How do you think you performed it?
I think I performed it as well as I could that night. I think it was the best version of what it had been.
Oh, great.
So and that's at the end of the day like what I want to do. You know, I like want to walk away feeling like I put in 100% of what I had to give. And I think that we were able to do that. But the Jive is notoriously like the hardest dance, apparently, is like what the pros all say. It's just so high energy and fast, and you're like doing high knees in the gym. It's like crazy.
Who picks out the style of dance? Is that you guys or Brandon or the show?
Never us. It's more like between the pros and the creative team based on what you're dancing to, you know? So like we get to pick out a lot of our music. So we get sent, like before the season even started, we get sent a questionnaire and it asks all kinds of questions, you know, some specific to the themes and some that are more general, like what's a song that, you know, when you hear it, you're guaranteed to get up and moving. And so you send in a bunch of stuff to work with. And then the creative team will take that and they have to work their magic and get you dancing all the different styles, but they only certain songs work with certain styles. So like a song that has like a 3/4 time, whatever. I used to take piano when I was younger, but I don't know. But you know, like a 1 2 3 1 2 3, that would be like a waltz, but you wouldn't be able to dance.
Paso Robles.
Period. Yes. Okay.
I just learned it this week. Everyone say it. I spelled it.
Yeah, Paso Doble. Yes, which I haven't done one yet.
Oh, Doble. I said Roble.
You were close enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's kind of dependent on what you're dancing to.
We're now in like, what is it, week 5?
Yeah, this is week 5.
So the first week, it's like you can kind of bury your personal life, just focus on this. And then now week 5, like you're getting auditions, you're getting callbacks, like
Yeah.
things are starting to creep back into your life that you couldn't really put off.
Yeah.
How do you find the balance of Chandler and Dance Chandler?
That's a phenomenal question. And it's one that I don't really have the answer to, because I would be a liar if I were to sit here and say, yeah, I have a grasp on what I'm doing. I have a perfect balance, because I really don't. And I'm working on it. Earlier I talked about work-life balance. That's something that I've always struggled with. And with this competition, I'm really trying hard to not let it entirely consume me. It would be really easy to. I mean, I think Brandon and I bond over that. We get, like, the word he uses is obsessive. Like, he's thinking about this nonstop. And I am definitely the same way. Like, I will wake up in the middle of the night thinking about the choreo or thinking about a creative idea that I want to pitch to the team for next week. Because it's just so, like, full on and all encompassing, which I love. But I think, too, something that I've learned is that you have to prioritize, like, a little bit of life outside of the job as well. I think that's not just specific to Dancing with the Stars or this competition. I think that's a blanket rule that I think we can all implement. But specifically in this space, I think if all I'm doing ever is, like, thinking about that 1 minute on stage, it puts way too much pressure for one brain and one body, you know, for that 1 minute to go the way that you want it to go. And then if it doesn't, then it's like, it's awful. It's like you can't imagine anything worse, because you just spent the last 6 days thinking about that 1 minute. So I think that's where the balance comes in and why it's so important.
It's really nuts, because it is 6 days, 4 hours a day.
For 60 seconds. That's crazy.
It's nuts.
So that's why it's, like, important to not let it consume you. And I'm saying this not as a teaching finger wagging. I'm saying it for myself out loud, because I need to really get this in my head, because I think the last couple of weeks I've just put a lot of pressure on myself, and I'm trying to change that.
What do you and Brandon do outside the rehearsal studio for fun?
So that's been part of it. We were like, we need to have fun outside of the rehearsal studio.
Did you like the Utah soda?
Oh my gosh. Have you had it?
Not yet.
You got to try it.
I want to go to Swig. I want to go to, like, where it's supposed to be done.
Yes, in its purest form.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I surprisingly did. I will be honest, I never had Dr. Pepper before.
Would it? Oh,
Don't
whoa.
come for me.
That's crazy.
I know, it's a crazy statement. That was already, like, outside of my element. But it was good. It was, like, a little bit of, it was sweet, because you have, like, the sweetener with the vanilla and then the creamer.
It makes it thicker?
Yeah, I guess. I don't really have a good
Soda.
a good, like, basis to go off of.
Right.
Because I don't really drink Dr. Pepper normally. But I liked it. You know, I liked it. I would do it again. I would give it 5 stars on Yelp.
5 stars. So what else do you guys do for fun?
Well, we've been really, like, getting into the spooky season activities. So we went to Halloween Horror Nights, which was so fun. It was great because we just used Brandon as a human shield. Absolute king for that. We did Dark Harbor as well at the Queen Mary. Have you done that?
Good?
That's good. It's fun.
Okay.
It was really fun.
What kind of ticket did you have? Do you need, like, the best one?
We had a little VIP moment, which was really nice.
Okay.
Which was really nice. But it just kind of, like, gets you through the lines quicker. Yeah, I would definitely recommend going.
Okay.
It's cool. I'm getting more into the horror stuff. I think
LA Hayride's pretty fun.
Well, that's what I'm going to do next.
Yes.
So we have that on our agenda, and then we have all of them. Fright Fest, Not Scary Farm, Six Flags. Your favorite place on earth.
I like they have the knee pads and they slide into you.
Yeah, right? And then the sparks go flying. They do that at Not Scary Farm. That's really good.
It's pretty cool.
And then the chainsaws, and you're just like, brother,
Please don't have the blade
put
on.
it down. Put it down. Crazy.
Yeah.
But no, we've been doing a lot of that stuff, and we'll go out to eat. We love. I took them to one of my favorite Korean barbecue spots.
Which one?
Quarters.
I was trying to go, but there was no, you couldn't get in.
Well, yeah, you can't do any reservations there.
No, we went to the one in Burbank. Hans, I think.
Hans. I don't think I've been to that one.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to go to Quarters, and then there's that other one, too.
Well, there's one, like, in that same little what's it called? Like Promenade.
Yeah.
It's a new one, actually. Origins. That just opened. I love K-barbecue. I love it. So good. And then we also did Japanese barbecue as well. Gyukaku. I might be butchering the name.
Okay.
GYU-KAKU.
Was that in Burbank?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
one in Burbank. Yeah, it's a chain. It's so good. We went there and we feasted. We love to eat. We love to eat. But it's so fun hanging out with him and Briley. She's the sweetest person on planet Earth. So we have a lot of fun.
Do you bring anybody to the tapings with you?
Yeah, my mom always comes. She's at every single one, and my brother. And then just different friends that come, you know. I had the Pretty Little Liars cast come the first night, which is really nice. And yeah, just whoever wants to come and have a good time. Their shows are so fun. So yeah, I just have my little support group.
You made an announcement the other day on the Pretty Little Liars stuff that it kind of fell victim to the circumstance of the times.
I did say that.
What does that mean exactly?
Yeah. So I think the circumstance is a post-double strike environment that we're in, industry. So, like, what does that mean for us? That means less things are being made because there's less money.
It's like 1 in 6 productions are being made in LA now even.
It's crazy. Nothing's shooting here anymore. And so that's kind of what I was getting at when I talked about that, because I genuinely believe at any other time, you know, I think if the entertainment industry was in a healthier place, that we wouldn't have been put on the chopping block. So I think, you know, business-wise, logistically, like I can understand. I think on the other hand, it was difficult news to receive because, like, statistically, like, we did really well. We did really well. It had a lot of buzz online and people were excited and we were excited, and it just had such amazing reception. So I think it did come a little bit as a shock. In the same breath, coming out of the WGA and SAG strike, I mean, there's just things are getting cut left and right. So it was just that's what I meant by that.
It can always come back, which is cool because it did well.
Yeah, I mean, potentially. I mean, I think everybody would be happy to do it. You know, we had so much fun. It was such a great learning experience for all of us. I think we were all really, like, coming into ourselves. It was definitely a challenge for sure, but I love a challenge. So, yeah, it was a beautiful show. I'm really proud of it.
How is it like working with an ensemble of all-female cast?
Amazing. I had never gotten to experience that before. And we had so many women, not only on screen, but off screen and behind the camera. And it just felt like such a safe environment to try things, to experiment, to play and create limitlessly, you know? And I don't think you always have the luxury of feeling that way in set life. So I think I just felt so supported by the girls around me and by our showrunners and our directors. Like, we had a predominantly women directing team. So yeah, it was a beautiful experience, and I only hope that I get to do more work like that.
When you're coming out of your trailer and you're about to film a scene, and it's intense.
Yeah.
Do you have a little Chandlerism of how you get into the mode of what you have to do?
Yeah. I think music helps me. I'm big on that.
So you're listening to something?
Yeah. Whatever is just helping me block out whatever is around me, the external stimuli, and recenter and be in my own little world. I think that's the key as an actor, and it's something that I really want to get better at. I think I care about so many things that are going on and people that I get really swept out of, like, my own little world, and I think it's imperative as an actor to be, like, have that command over your emotional life, and in order to do that you have to be centered to an extent. So music helps a lot with that. That would be, like, my one Chandlerism, I think.
being an actor, did you ever tell yourself that Dancing with the Stars is a role and you're going to be this incredible dancer?
I think I sometimes move through life taking inspiration from characters or people that, you know, I try to emulate, aka fake it till you make it. But with this specific project, with Dancing with the Stars, I really, really wanted to challenge myself to be the most me, the most vulnerable, stripped down, raw, pure version of myself, because that's what the show is all about. And I think the people that do that on the show get the most out of it, because people resonate with you and your story. And that also is the scariest part about it for me, because I am an actor. I'm so much more accustomed and comfortable with telling other people's stories. I love stepping into their shoes and bringing their internal life, you know, to life. And to share me and my story is terrifying, but something I want to get better at. I think this is really challenging me to do that.
Is it crazy going to set and not having to learn lines or anything?
Yes. It's so weird.
Like every week you have something to do, but you don't have any prep work, obviously besides the dance, which is intense.
Yeah, which is very intense. I'm so glad you asked this question, because I was schwitzing trying to prepare.
Like there's something I got to do.
I was like, where's the one-liner? The liner is it's like the full schedule for everything that you're going to shoot, for like the episode or for the movie, whatever, on like what day you're going to do these scenes. I was like, where's the liner? And I'm like, where's the script? You know, like, what do I have to prepare? And there was nothing. That really freaked me out, because I love to prepare. I think I feel a sense of control. And so not having anything, I think, to like hold on to made me feel out of control.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So out of your element.
Totally. And that's why I think this competition is so cool, because everybody's coming in with different backgrounds and skill sets. Someone like Phaedra, who is a reality TV queen, icon, legend. I love her, if you can tell. She's very accustomed to just showing up and being herself and, you know, riffing off the fly and being present. I'm like, hand me a script. Like, I don't know what to say if you're not telling me what to say.
I have to be myself.
Yeah. And like being perceived is hard enough, you know? So it's, it's tough. It's tough.
Where were you when you got the call?
Oh, where was I? Well, it was kind of an ongoing process, honestly. I was still in New Zealand filming Zombies 4 when the conversation kind of came about.
What an insane line. I was filming Zombies 4 in New Zealand. How cool. I walked out of my trailer. My cheese plate was waiting for me. Anyways.
Yeah, the charcuterie board was just sitting there, and
they got the new steak that I wanted.
Yeah, I was just chowing on some Wagyu. Oh my gosh, no. I was grinding. No, I was having a really lovely time, honestly. And it was really fun though, because I was in New Zealand filming Zombies with Mr. Milo Manheim, who was on Dancing with the Stars season 27. So it was cool because I was able to like share that with him immediately, and he was stoked and so excited. Everyone was, and well, I actually really just told Milo and Meg and Kylie, I think. I was like keeping a little secret, but he was just like, you have to do it. You know, you're going to have so much fun. He had the best experience. He was like, I learned so much. So that was immediate like affirmation that I was like, okay, maybe this is something I should really consider.
Have you talked to him since you started doing the show?
Yeah.
What did he say?
I mean, he's like, you're killing it, which is so sweet. And he was just like, I think the biggest piece of advice is just to like soak up every moment. That's what he said. He was like, it goes by so fast. And I think that's been a theme in this conversation. I'm like, the pace of the show, it's like slipping by. We're at the midpoint, and I'm like, where did it go? And I'm like, I'm so happy someone's recording this thing, because otherwise I'd have zero recollection. So yeah, he just said, be yourself, and enjoy it, because it just flies by. And I think that is the best advice that he could have given.
Do you watch it back on TV?
I haven't sat and watched I actually watched one full episode with my friends. But otherwise, there's so little time. I will watch my dance. I have the luxury of seeing the rest of the dances live. And so I think that's like such a special way to experience it. But no, I haven't sat and watched the season. I will after we finish because I love the show. I've like watched so much of it, so I'll definitely give it a watch.
It's so cool that you don't have to watch it back because it's just happening so fast.
Yeah,
it's really crazy.
It is crazy, and I think it's kind of nice that I'm trying to not get too much in my head about it. Like when I watch myself back, because I'm my worst critic, which we all are. But I will watch it back because I want to improve, and I want to especially see what the judges are saying and see why they're saying it, so then I can like take it into the next week. So it is a little bit easier to watch it back, I think, than some of my other work. Maybe because, I don't know, dance is different. I think my relationship with dance is different.
Do you watch back Pretty Little Liars or Zombies?
Yeah, I do, but it's not always my favorite thing in the world. I love watching my friends. I'm like, you guys are brilliant, like get this girl an Oscar. Then I watch myself and I'm like, womp. No.
Who's this?
Who is this girl? Boo, tomato. It's hard. It's so hard. But yeah, I've seen all of it. And I'm a fan of like everything that I've gotten to be a part of, I think.
Are you being critical of yourself? Like,
yeah.
Ooh, I could have been a little on my face there.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to get too like result oriented because I think I really ground myself in the process of it. So I try not to like judge that, and whatever, if I'm like grounded in the process, then I think the result will be what it should be, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that was a really good response.
Oh, thank you.
Result oriented.
Yeah. Wow. But oh, thank that compliment. I was like, oh, thank you.
I never heard that before.
Yeah, I think as an actor, it's really hard to be, I think it's the quickest way to throw yourself off, to be result oriented, because then you're going for a product, which then you're not really acting. You're more focused on the way that it's being perceived versus being in the reality of the circumstance of the character. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's where I got that from. But then I'm like, I was like, I really like this way of thinking and approaching craft. And so I've kind of pocketed that and have taken it with me into other things.
Are you and Brandon ever taking those judges' feedback? I think somebody said something like, you guys have to work together more.
Partnership. Yes, absolutely. And that comment specifically, I think Carrie Ann said that after our rumba in week 2. I have a good memory.
Spot on.
I also think about this stuff constantly. Yeah, so what she was talking about was, I think weight transfer and really working together as a team. Sometimes I have a habit of being very self-reliant. So I'm not actually dancing ballroom properly if I'm not dancing with my partner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a way to do it.
Well, there's a lead and a follow. And I think I like to lead sometimes when I should be following. So a very specific example of that is in the rumba, we would have this little turn section, and I jumped it a little bit. I think I was actually off my my center of gravity was a little off, and so I was like, okay, we're about to turn. But that was technically me leading in that moment because I was dictating when to go, when technically I should have waited for Brandon to give me that lead to pull me into the turn. So it's very specific and meticulous, and I'm working on it. But it is just new, it's a new way of operating.
When you misstep, is it easy to get back into it? Or all these other things going through your head the camera, this move, the music?
I think I would say I'm able to get back into it pretty quickly, but I really think it's because I'm so music oriented. I really like to count things through, and I have a pretty good memory, knock on wood. That is one of my biggest fears of just forget, full out forgetting, blanking.
Has that ever happened on the show?
Oh, it happens all the time.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well,
but I will say
Dwight's performance, he said he did.
Yeah, but that's really a testament to the pros and how phenomenal they are at their jobs because they can mask that really quickly. So it happens all the time, but I don't think people realize how often it happens. And if you are like traditionally like as a woman the follow, then your lead can just lead you where you need to be next, you know? So there's ways to save it for sure.
Can we juicy goss on some other duos?
Yeah.
Let's
gossip.
Was there anyone's dance last week that blew you away?
Oh, last week as in like hair metal night?
Tuesday night, yeah.
I mean, there were some great ones that night. I mean, obviously I love Joey and Jenna's. They killed it.
Jen and Sasha's knee walk.
Yes. Jen and Sasha, their knee walk was so cool.
Crazy.
I had no idea that's what it was going to turn out being. I just remember seeing them in passing. Like I popped my head in. Jen's my girl. So I was like, hey, girlie, how you feeling? She had knee pads on. I was like, what's going on? What's that? And yeah, I mean, it turned out so cool. And they're like fire stick things. I was like, people are getting creative. I'm like, we need to step up our game.
So, because you don't see that stuff until the actual show?
Sometimes we do. So we do a little show and tell occasionally with just whoever's in the studio and wants to. And it's super helpful because it's a big jump to go from just doing it with your partner to doing it for millions of people live on television. So to kind of like ease yourself into that slowly psychologically, we'll just perform for each other. So like Soul Night, I remember me, Brandon, Reggie, Emma, and Brooks and Gleb did like our own little show and tell, and we just perform, and we don't really give notes or anything. We're just like, you know, it's just about doing it, you know, getting over that psychological bump of like doing it for other people.
Right.
You know, I like watched Britt and Eric's paso for hair metal night because he was just getting a little nervous, and so we were like, yeah, perform it for us. So Brandon and I went in there, and Brandon was able to like help him a little bit with his frame. So it's really cool to see like the pros jump in and like give a different perspective, especially if like you're a female pro and like you want a male pro to come in and like demonstrate it physically, like of what it should be like. There's a lot of that goes on. A lot of like camaraderie. Yeah.
The wildest was seeing Daniela teach Pasha because Dwight was just, his wingspan is just so big.
Insane. His wingspan is
7 foot.
Yes, which is like longer than his height. Like
Crazy.
That's wild.
When Danny does the backflip off the stairs, does he have like bleachers in the rehearsals that he can practice that on?
Yes. So they brought in like a platform for him.
Oh, so because he knew he was going to do that, so he rehearsed it.
He knew he was going to do it off the stairs. So yeah, they like had a platform in the rehearsal space so that he could do it. Yeah.
Did you guys do anything on top of the judges table?
Well, I didn't. Brandon started on the judges table for the cha-cha for Soul Night.
So did you guys have a table in your rehearsal studio because you knew that's how it started?
No, because Brandon is Brandon.
What do you mean?
Because Brandon is a boy, and Brandon was like, I'm going to just wing it.
No way.
Yeah, he didn't try it until like the day before. But I think he's like done that jump before in the past. So he's like, if my knees will hold, then we're good. I'm like, well, yeah, fingers crossed, I guess. But I mean, he nailed it. I never worry about him. He's such a boy. I say that to him. I'm like, you're such a boy. Brandon.
Let's go get in and out.
Yeah. He's the best. He's the best.
Is there anyone's dances that you've seen coming up that have really cool moves? For this next week? For dedication night?
I haven't seen anybody.
Oh, you haven't done show and tell yet?
I don't even know mine. Typically, so everyone's in like very deep focused rehearsal Wednesday and Thursday. There's also a few things that we have to do that make those days a little bit more tricky. It's not just time in the studio dancing. It's also like you have your sit down heart to heart conversation where you debrief what happened, you know, last week, and then going into this week you kind of intro like what you're dancing to and why. And then we go over to CBS, which is where like the actual show is, and we do our like sit down master interview where you talk for like an hour about everything that you're going through and you're feeling. And
That's at the beginning of your
so
segment,
that,
right?
yeah, so that typically happens on like Wednesday and Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you really just get to like block out everything else and just dance. You know what I mean? Yeah, just dance. Just dance. It'll be okay. Do, do, do.
Romance on the show.
Oh.
Brooks and Gleb. Wow, wow, wow.
Wow, wow, wow.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Romance.
Smoky. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a thing.
That
What are
is.
your thoughts?
Just taking it in, you know?
Yeah.
Just taking it in.
Taking it in. I mean, I'm like, it's a fun show. If people are having fun, no one's getting hurt. I mean,
Let them be.
yeah.
Hey.
They're funny. They're funny people.
Do you ever do show and tell with them?
Yeah. I saw we saw their sexual healing dance before in show and tell, and it was me, Brandon, Emma, and Reggie.
Yeah.
Which I just think is the funniest group. And we were like, wow. I mean, they killed it. Gleb with the acting, he walked out and like, he's like, like he's in therapy, and Brooks was like had her little like therapist coat on, and I mean, it was fun. It was so much fun to watch them do their thing for sure.
There was one thing that I was really curious about.
Mm-hmm.
You have drawn the Mickey ears.
I have done a little Disney wand ID before.
What is that day like?
Oh, it's the coolest day ever.
Is it just for that?
Yeah, I mean, so usually we'll do a little promo with it. We'll do like liners or like social spots, but then you get to do the wand ID. So special. It's really, really cool. They have, don't quote me on this. I mean, you can include this, but I may be wrong. As far as I understand it, I will text someone and confirm this, but I think there's like one wand that they use. At least that's as
that
far
everyone's used.
that's what I understand.
From
it.
Shia LaBeouf
Yeah.
all the way to Christy. Really?
Yeah. It's just like, well, I don't want to spoil too much of the magic, but it's this wand, and it's
a pencil, and it's kind of dull.
it's like the same shape. You know, it's not glowing in real life.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
And lightsabers aren't real.
But it's blue, and it's in a case. They have it in like literally a case with like a velvet lining inside. You open the case.
Like a Harry Potter wand.
Literally.
I have one.
Do you? Whose? Or your own?
No.
Did you go to Ollivander's?
Where is it?
Is it Voldemort's?
Do I look like a Voldemort?
No. Oh my gosh. Wait, I have... Is this one that like can control the TV? I have one that like...
Oh, that's
you can switch
cool.
the channels. I'm
No.
like,
That was signed by Daniel Radcliffe.
this is...
Yeah.
What? Can I take it out?
Yeah.
Gosh. Oh, wow. It's beautiful. Stupefy!
I disappear.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Where did you get this? Here or Florida?
I bought it online.
You bought, oh, okay.
All right. Cool story.
Nice. Dumbledore himself descended from the heavens.
Graced me.
And this is his signature?
I think so. I don't know. I bought it for it.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what a legend.
But
Wow.
how many
Very,
takes
very
do you
special.
do for it? It's like...
Yeah, you do a few. It's really, really special. Yeah, you get to have your own input. You know, it's definitely a collaborative process. So if there's like a little shtick that you want to do, they'll definitely let you film that. And then they'll have ideas for you because it's intimidating. Like, it is kind of a moment like, I've waited my whole life for this. Actually, I think I said that exactly. I think there's actually a spot that they did when we went in to film it. And I think I said that exactly. I waited my whole life for this. And yeah, I think mine, like I howled in mine. I think I have 2. Do I? I think I've done it twice. Wow. I've done it twice. Yeah. It's really, really, really cool. I'm such a big Disney fan through and through. Before I even ever did anything Disney related, I was major fan, and I will be to the day I die.
What would winning the Mirrorball trophy mean to you?
Aww. Wow. Winning the mirrorball trophy would be incredible. It would be such an honor. I think I have so much respect for the show because I've been a fan of it. So it would be otherworldly for me. I try not to focus too much on it because I think that there are so many elements and factors that play into it. So I'm just taking it day by day. But yeah, that would be really, really, really special.
Is it crazy for you as an actress to hop into a show that's 34 seasons in?
Definitely. I think it's always a bit intimidating when you're like new kid on the block. You know, there's an established dynamic, there's a family there. But I think any good family is a welcoming, warm, inviting group of people, and Dancing with the Stars is exactly that. Everyone has been so kind and helpful. All the pros, there's so much love there and joy for what they do, and so I think that sustains itself, you know, and I think that's why we're in the 33rd season. That's insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Can we fire through some fan questions?
Yes, please.
Has Milo ever given you any tips from being on Dancing with the Stars? Love you on Zombies and can't wait for Zombies 4.
Aw, love you. Sending big hugs. And yeah, I mean, he really just told me to be myself. I think that is, he knows that I am very good at kind of like buttoning up and getting the job done no matter what. And that's something that I've been wanting to challenge a bit and just like bring more of myself into a space.
Like the real you?
Yeah, me. Like I think I'm really good at compartmentalizing and
disassociating,
suppressing.
You said that and I thought that was really interesting that you disassociate to just try and like get it done.
Yeah. I mean, I think I kind of said it tongue in cheek, but there's definitely truth to it. And I said that because it is so much for one human brain to take in all of the external stimuli, the rush, the adrenaline, the nerves, the pressure, the expectation, the responsibility and obligation.
And then you go home and there's that immediate feedback on social media.
Yeah, you turn on your phone and everyone has something to say about it.
And then there's crazy huge podcasts that like, oh my God, I have to talk to you.
Then this guy reaches out and he's like, yo, come to the podcast and talk about it. I'm like, yeah, it's a lot. You know, I think one of the biggest differences between like what I do in my career as an actor and this is that this is live for millions of people to see in real time and you get one go. Whereas as an actor, I can have multiple takes. And if you're really doing your job and you're like grounded in your character, then it's really just you and the other person that you're talking to. You're not even aware of the crew that's standing behind the camera and like on set. So it could not be more different psychologically. That had nothing to do with Milo.
But we answered it. That's all that matters. You and Brandon really are just a duo.
Yeah, we
are. No
are.
ensemble, just the duo.
We are the duo. Yeah.
How cool.
No, I mean, I love Brandon. I have nothing but the utmost respect for the Dancing with the Stars creative team. They work magic. I think I don't know how they know who's going to work together and who's not, but they figure it out, I think, almost every time. And I think we were definitely like a match made in heaven. Like we just get each other, we banter, we laugh, and we also like bond over the same things. We love to work. We're both super detail oriented, highly ambitious people. So it's been amazing.
Did you know who he was before you got partnered?
Yeah. I mean, I love the show. I loved him and Jordan Sparks on season 31. I think they were great. I think they went home too soon. That was one I was like really miffed about. I was like, not my girl, Jordan. She was great. But yeah, I think I could not be more grateful to be moving through this experience with him. I think we're kind of like a yin and yang. I'm an anxious girly sometimes, and he's cool, calm, and collected. And so I often refer to him as like my anchor. It's great, especially on show days, because there's just so much going on, and he's like unfazed. Like this man is the true embodiment of nonplussed, and I love it.
It's so good.
Could not be more opposite than to me, you know? So it's I think we work well together.
If the opportunity for the tour came around for you, would you do it?
I think so. I mean, it's something that I've thought more and more about. I love the people. I love my time here, and I love to dance. So, yeah, I think it's something that I would genuinely, seriously consider doing.
After the show, do you see yourself doing more ballroom dance?
Ooh, maybe.
Would you do Broadway?
Yeah.
Have you ever done it?
No, I haven't. I did a smidgen of theater when I was younger, but like for half a day. Like it was so short, but I loved the live performance aspect of it. I mean, it's immediate feedback. There's no substitute for a live energy. You know, it's just electric and you can feed off of it. This is a really cool moment that was caught on camera. It was the beginning of our cha-cha for Soul Train Night. And I immediately hit like the first move, you know, it's just like a duh. And I just kind of like did this little beat and immediately I could hear the crowd roar. And it was like, I got full body chills and I was like, oh, okay. Like we're rocking like that. All right, well, then let's go. And it gave me such an extra like oomph in my performance that I don't think I would have had otherwise. So just like being in that environment is just, there's nothing like it.
I love seeing you in the background because you give really good reactions.
I am someone that cannot hide my face. That is my mother's doing. I'm always like to her, I'm like, fix your face. And now I'm like, girl, what are you doing in the background? Yeah, there's one that went viral
Was
recently.
it when someone got a 10? Or what was it?
Well, it was during Hair Metal Night with Mr. Gene Simmons. Phaedra got a 5.
Oh, yeah.
And that clip went viral because I was in the background like, and I was like, what is going on? I was confused. I think we all were.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Alfonso did great.
Alfonso was killing it that night.
So
I was like, man, you need to see a chiropractor because you were carrying that entire show on your back, sir. I hope you're okay. Yeah, funny night.
What big differences are there dancing on a set like Zombies and Dancing with the Stars?
I think the immediate thing that I think of is just the fact that on set you get more takes, you know?
Are you performing for one camera during that too? Or are they doing multiple?
Multiple.
They don't switch lighting around?
They do. It's it just depends on like how they're going to shoot it, but there's so many shots that we have to get. So that's the thing. It's like on set, it's really it's a marathon, you know, like you have to pace yourself because you are doing that dance however many times you're going to do it over the course of 6-7 hours.
You normally get that one dance in one day.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll do it usually will take a day or two to film a Zombies dance. I like in this new one, we have this big opening number. And yeah, that took the entire day. It was intense. But yeah, I mean, it's fun. You just take it like section by section. So like that's the setup. So you'll get your wide. They'll probably start with like a crane shot. That's what they'll start with. Like something super far out, bird's eye view. You'll do it like 2-3 times and then you'll move on to closer work. You'll like get in for a wide and then you'll punch in for mediums and coverage. And the coverage is typically when we like break the fourth wall and like look straight to camera. So yeah, you got to know what to prioritize for each shot. You know, I think like you conserve your energy for a crane shot because it's not going to be all up on your face, you know? And so you gotta learn how to move through the day.
Do you have a chair with your name on it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How cool.
I love collecting chair backs. I mean, I think that's one of the coolest parts of the job.
When you finish a project, is there something that you try and take from the set?
Yeah.
For your own personal?
Yeah, I try not to ever be a thief. Like I will always ask the prop master or whoever I need to ask, producers. But yeah, I always take a little something.
What would you try taking from dancing?
Oh.
The mirrorball.
That part. I mean, yeah, that's number one that I want to take. Beyond that, I don't know. It's hard because there aren't sets, you know. Typically, like, I'll take like a piece of the set design or whatever.
Derek's mic. Derek's 10.
Yeah, I'll take a paddle. Oh,
That'd be
that's a
cool.
great idea.
It's just missing all next season.
Where'd the 10 go? Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I would love to take a costume, but I don't know what the thing is about that.
I think they give them back.
I feel like you have, I don't know. I feel like you have to pay for those.
Right.
I could be wrong. That's based on nothing, no factual information. I think I just saw that in a Reddit thread somewhere, which I should stay off of Reddit.
Are they doing Halloween night too? They haven't announced it. You don't have to say.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Quite possibly.
What made you want to do Dancing with the Stars?
I was a big fan of the show growing up. So that was, sorry, I feel like I have water on my face. Okay, let me do that again.
What made you want to do Dancing with the Stars?
I was a big fan of the show growing up, for sure. And I think also there was a point in my life, like 2021, 2022, so like not that long ago, where I was feeling really creatively stifled and drained. And I had a bit of like a quarter life crisis about it, and because I felt like it was affecting my work. I think, you know, as an actor, it's imperative that you have a strong relationship with your emotional life, and I felt like that bridge was just like broken. Like I felt really numb. I was going through some stuff, and so it's scary though, like showing up to set wanting to portray real emotion and not feeling like you have access to it. So that was kind of the predicament at the time, and I really sat down and I wanted to vision board, actually, for the next year. This was the end of 2022. And I was thinking, like, what are things that just bring me joy, that are not going to, you know, like move the needle or push me further in my career or for anybody else, but just simply bringing me joy. And dance came to mind. I was like, because I danced when I was younger and I loved it. I just loved being active and moving and like bringing stories to life through movement. And I was like, yeah, it's been a long time since I've gotten to like dance really. And it always just made me so happy as a kid. So then it kind of came up as a joke. I was like, well, like, how can I incorporate this into my life in a meaningful way? And I was like, Dancing with the Stars would be really cool. And it was a complete joke until it wasn't. And I was like, actually, that's not so far-fetched. Like, maybe that's not outside of the scope of possibility. And I'm like, I've known people that have done the show. I've heard only good things about it. So then I like started asking around and I put it out to the ether, and you know, it took a minute. That was the end of 2022. Now it's 2024, but it happened. So that was kind of genuinely like the birth of the idea and how I got to this point.
Is there chatter that you're on the radar, or is your first acknowledgement of it, do you want to do it?
Like from their end?
Yeah.
So I had my team reach out. And so then there was like a little something like 2023, and then the strikes happened.
Oh.
So there was a lot going on during that time. At the beginning of 2023, I went back to New York to film season 2 of Pretty Little Liars. And Zombies 4 was kind of on the horizon, and that was supposed to shoot in spring of 2023, and then it got pushed to summer, and then the strikes happened, so it just didn't. And then the tour kind of became a thing, the Zombies tour. So there was so much kind of up in the air, and so then that idea died. And then at the top of this year, I brought it up again because I am one resilient, stubborn girl, and I was like, guys, this would be really cool, a great way to like finish off the year. And I just thought it would be like a challenge and something that scares me. And so I'm a big believer in running towards things that scare you a bit. So I brought it up again. And then that's when I went to New Zealand at the top of the year. That's when I was supposed to take the meeting, and then it got pushed and blah, 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 blah. But it all happened. It all happened.
Do you and Brandon talk about being in the finals in the freestyle dance?
Yeah, we talk about everything. We talk about all the possibilities. And if we were so lucky to make it that far. We have some ideas of what we would want to do.
Possible songs.
Yeah, we've talked about songs. I think more like concepts. Yeah, things that we haven't seen much of on the show. So, yeah.
I'd love to see Brandon's freestyle.
I would too. He is so talented and he deserves it so much. He's never been to the finale before or the semifinals. And so he deserves it. He works so unbelievably hard and he's such an inspiration to me and I think to so many people. But just to be like the one sitting next to him moving through this and having a front row seat to his work ethic and his determination and his ambition is like, it's inspired me more than I can say. Yeah.
What's the difference between learning a dance for Disney, like for zombies, and learning a dance for dancing?
Oh, I mean, could not be more different. Ballroom is its own beast. It really, really is. I danced when I was younger and then I left it over 10, 11 years ago. And I think a lot of people speculate that it directly transfers. And in a lot of ways, you know, it does. And in a lot of ways, it doesn't. You know, even just dancing with another person, like I am not used to trusting someone to like carry my weight or shift me in a certain way and like follow that. So that's one aspect. But, you know, there are so many, I mean, for zombies, you brought up zombies. It's all really like hip hop based. And for film, which is like just its own specific choreography, whereas like ballroom could not be more different. It's just the opposite of that. And I've been learning so much. It's like I thought that I would be able to pick it up faster than I even have been. I've just been like putting in so much work. And even when I leave the rehearsal room, I go and like do research. I watch videos. I've been watching the Blackpool like ballroom competitions. They're like held in the UK. It's essentially like the Olympics for ballroom. And it's just cool to like be able to like through osmosis. I'm like taking in information and learning just by observing. So I work nonstop.
That's incredible.
Nonstop.
So tonight you have the rest of your rehearsal.
Yes.
With Brandon.
Yeah.
And then you're going to send in your wides.
Yep.
And then just rehearsals. Rehearsals.
There are no days off. 0 days off. That was something I didn't know signing up for this.
Oh, you don't even have Sunday. You're still training?
Oh, yeah. No, there's like genuinely not a day off. I guess unless you take one.
Right.
People have taken days off.
Dwight's doing 2 days now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, more power to him. I have not taken a single day off. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the problem.
Maybe Brandon told me something different.
I have not taken a single day off since the show started. I've like rehearsed every single day.
And that's why you're getting straight 9s.
I'm trying out here.
What would a 10 mean to you? Would that be insane?
Yeah, it would be insane. I mean, the 10 paddle is like sacred, you know?
I know.
Like seeing it go up, it's like, ah!
I started diving into Gene giving in the 10. And then Julia's like, he clocked it a 9.
Julian was like, so yeah, they're actually telling me that's a no. So funny.
I didn't know 10s were that sacred.
Yeah. I didn't realize as much either. Like, I think you just learn so much by being in the space. Obviously, as a consumer of the show, I'm like, yeah, that's like the goal. That's what you're going for. But the pros, just talking about it, like it means a lot. You know, it's such a, you know, it's a form of respect for like the work that's been done and honoring all that you put into it. So it is really sacred.
Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you. This was awesome.
So cool.
I'm such a yapper. Sorry, I probably was very long-winded.
No, this is great. So guys, vote for Chandler.
You could text Chandler to 21523.
Voting on Eastern time zones.
Yeah.
Monday night. Tuesday nights. I was going to name the timings, but I don't really know them. But I do know Chandler to 21523. Thank you very much. I love you. Mwah. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you. This was awesome.
Lightweights out. That was so good.
Yay!